back, guys. This is WWX. You know what the fuck is going on. You click the link. You know what we're going to talk about. AEW Dynamite and Rampage.
I swear to God.
On everything. But the first things first, to kick the show off, Ricky Starks came out and addressed the fact that he lost to MJF, which I knew was going to happen, bro, because who is he get to beat fucking MJF, bro? Come on now. And I love the way, I just want to touch, I love the way how MJF beat him, because MJF was like, okay, I'm giving you a clean wrestling match in your hometown, but you're just making this a little too hard, like you really think that you're going to beat me. So I'm going to have to show you that you're not really willing to win like I am. I'm just going to, behind the ref's back, kick you in the balls, get the easy pin, and win the match and screw you in front of your hometown. So yeah, you get that standing ovation, but you still lost, bitch. It don't matter. What do you think about what he had to say?
I just love how when Chris Jericho came out, he told Chris Jericho that he looked like a single father that's going through his fifth divorce right now. That shit had me rolling, bro. But I think personally, bro, he should have joined Chris Jericho. He should have joined him, bro. That probably would have saved him from that ass whooping. But luckily, he was saved by a fellow light skinder who I can't remember his name.
It escapes you, doesn't it?
Yes, it escapes me every time.
I did believe his name is actually Andretti. He's somebody I don't understand why Chris Jericho decided to take the pen and make this jobber type character like somewhat of a star, give him 50 minutes of fame because I feel like this could hurt him more than anything. But I don't know why Chris Jericho decided to let him beat him because I feel like you're making this guy's career in a sense, and if he doesn't accomplish anything within like 6 7 months, everyone's gonna be like he kind of wasted his, you know what I'm saying, his his push, quote unquote, because he came out to save him again. Did he hit that moonsault? Yes, he did hit him with that moonsault once again. So it's like, I actually enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to see big things from you since you're the Ocho. Then you get a pinfall victory over him. They must see a future in him, bro. So I don't know.
Shit, I can't even remember the dude's name. So
It's like, what is really going on?
hopefully he show us something.
Honestly, though, I think this open segment was cool. I don't know any other way to describe how this would have went because, like you said, Ricky should have low key joined Chris Jericho because I was thinking of like,
That'd be good for
hey, I
him.
was like Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara both are benefiting from being around him because they are learning.
Even though they have been kind of losing and shit,
Yeah, but they learned
like
so
they
much.
still learn a lot.
So it's like it pays off in the long run because you see like
Yeah, it's not like they haven't won titles though. You know what I'm saying? So that could work well for Ricky. So I don't think he should have played with that opportunity like he did.
Exactly, because Jericho he shines the spotlight on everybody.
Yeah, and I could tell Jericho genuinely fuck with him. He said, "Nigga, I've been watching you for a minute." I was like, "Okay, freaking nigga."
He's like, "Yeah, do you want to be a part of my team?" That Ricky Starks Chris Jericho segment led us into the first actual match on the card for this Dynamite, which actually was a star-studded match because all the matches so far have been with the Lucha Death Triangle versus the Elite. And honestly, like it looks like what I'm saying is going to come true. It's going to go to 7 because the Elite did win this match, and it was really fast-paced. I feel like this was the shortest match out of all the matches that they've had. Would you say the same?
Yeah, it went pretty fast.
Yeah, but it was like a real like it hit all the points it needed to because Nick Jackson still has a messed up ankle. The Death Triangle is still trying to use that hammer, so it's really like. But the Elite picked up the victory, which is mean they're on a 2-win victory row right now. Honestly, this match between the Elite and the Death Triangle, they are proving once again why they are the faces of this trios division. Because if you look at it,
Yeah.
I feel like the Elite losing this was a blessing in disguise for the Death Triangle because they're holding it down now. They're the Elite seeming like underdogs competing against them, and which is kind of crazy because I know when the Elite was announced to come back, everyone's thinking they're just gonna have to win the title easy, and Death Triangle's gonna have to drop it like nothing because the executive vice president's coming back. But I'm loving the story that's being told, and the action's always fun and fast paced. What you think overall about everything?
I gotta say, firstly, I like what they're doing. Not just the Elite, but Lucha Death Triangle. Like these 6 guys are paving the way for trios tag team wrestling, all around wrestling. Like you know what I mean? Like in WWE, Ring of Honor, all over. Like You know what I mean? So yeah, I like to see that wrestling start to prosper right now, especially like in this time of day of wrestling. I feel like that adds like an extra interesting factor to whatever show that match is being displayed on. Especially when you throw titles in the mix, like what? Okay, now you got trios titles. Like, oh, all right, like
Can
you know,
yeah.
it's turn. But this match was dope as fuck. It had great wrestling all around. Barbed wire, tables, you fucking name it. It had everything. And even though LDT lost, they still brutalized the fuck out of the elite. They did them niggas bogus. So the elite are now 2-3, trying to make a comeback in this series, but I feel like still it's a little too late for all of that shit. I'd rather see these guys compete in the Iron Man match versus that ladder match, bro. I think the Iron Man match would be way more entertaining than that.
Yeah, because it'd be like who can get the most pins and who can beat each other up the most. So like it'd be really a brutal match. I just feel like they're using the fact that all these guys that have this quote unquote high flyer aspect to them, they want to be like use a ladder match as like the best thing. This whole series between the two teams has been them proverbially trying to chase the brass ring, and I feel like it's gonna put everything together once the winner of the 7 series, whoever wins it. But I want the next program to start right away. Don't want it to just be like they had these great couple of matches, and now the winners just sitting chilling, like bragging about it, and then it's like they don't know who wins. I want the House of Black in the next program, and I need the House of
Yeah,
Black to win. Keep these titles fresh by getting new people on it. Don't have it still because it's not gonna be like you guys are devaluing the title necessarily because you guys are showing how deep your trios division is. That
yeah.
these that it's like
And you
you
know
gotta
what that
play.
also does too, bro? It opens up more jobs for wrestlers, bro. That's why I
Yeah,
love it
imagine a
too.
wrestler that sucks as a singles competitor, but he can move as a good unit with 2 other people.
Oh yeah, bro. Like the one man band, Keith Slater. That's my dog. What was he in? 3MB?
3B. And he's
Yeah.
like, I got kids, and he was wrestling
Hey,
the
and he was
Rhino.
getting turned. He was making money off that shit.
Yeah, he's like, I got kids.
That nigga, yeah, no kids.
Yeah.
On television lying and shit.
Yeah.
Making money. Hey, go ahead, Keith.
He's like,
Heath. Or is it Heath or Keith?
it's Heath.
Heath.
You know he's from West Virginia.
Yeah, that nigga nasty as hell.
So would you rate this match overall?
I'd have to give the match a solid 9, bro, honestly. Because, like I said, it had everything in it, bro. Like, it had a lot of action in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Like, and to be able to do that is dope. I feel like because you kept my attention throughout the entire thing, and you also involved every factor that it takes to make a match a 5-star match. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's what I like.
I feel the same way. I feel like the match couldn't have been better paced for like it being the fifth match because I feel like the fifth match is like the boarding between 7, so you got to kind of low key get that out of the way. That's why we noticed that this match was happened to be the fastest paced match because the other ones have been slower paced telling that story. But I definitely fuck with that aspect to this Dynamite. That match led us into the following segment, which Chris Jericho once again proves what that man is doing right now that he can bend that. He is a firebender. This man has a wizard powers. Threw a fireball right in Action Andretti's face. Not to mention he was distracted by Parker.
He said,
And
"Take this, Action Andretti." You can just hear Chris say it like a dickhead,
He's
bro.
like he's literally like a fucking wizard. Or the shit was written in comic book. You can't make this shit up. He's real life throwing fireballs back there. Not only did he do that, he had this nigga on the floor, rubbing his foot on the ground, rubbing his face on the ground. Like, how you like that? How you like that? He
Bro,
said,
Chris a real evil villain.
yeah, he's like yeah, overlord of the AEW locker room. You don't want Chris Jericho to be on his bad side because you either got to deal with some fireballs getting jumped by the JAS or the fact that he might just pop up with a baseball bat and hit you.
Do you bogus randomly as fuck. Bro, Chris is all jokes right now in his career, bro. He's all jokes, but at the same time, he's winning chips. Like, I love it. It's hilarious.
He's like, I win at all costs, but I make it entertaining while I win.
Shout out Chris Jericho, man.
He just be straight. Every time he's on the screen, I know I'm gonna get a little laugh. I'm gonna get something to laugh
Right.
about. Either
Whether it's his poor build, his hair, his music, I just love how everybody sings his intro music, bro. I
Yeah,
think that shit is so funny.
yeah. Him and Seth were all in the rival each other right now. That's why I always say him. Seth reminded me of like a younger version, like a hybrid. Because Seth is his own character, so don't get me wrong. But it's like he definitely reminded me of like Chris Jericho.
I feel like
That
Chris
rock
Jericho,
stuff.
right? No, like, cause I feel like Chris Jericho in his time when he was growing up around The Rock and Stone Cold and them, he was the only like real athletic guy out of all them that was like doing flips, but was still kind of built like them. You know what I mean?
And technical, and I feel like
Yeah, and
exactly.
technical.
And you know how Chris Jericho, actually, I want to say, you know how Seth Rollins is. He has that problem where everyone kind of takes him for granted. I feel like that was gonna happen a lot with Chris when he's younger.
Yeah,
So like Chris would,
especially when he beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve
yeah,
Austin
like
on the same night.
Look what Seth has already done, but people make it seem like he hasn't done enough or he needs to keep proving himself. That's
Yeah,
kind of
or
like,
because he cheated to win to do it is like whatever.
yeah, but it's like that's like Seth Rollins cashed in at most opportune time, and so it's like he still accomplished hella, and he beat hella people after he won the title. So it's like you can't just look at him as and you can't just look at Seth Rollins and think that he's not one of the greatest of all time. Just like back in the day, Chris Jericho had that claim. Like he could have been saying that 2003, 2004, 2005, but he was,
Hmm.
and it's kind of crazy because I feel like that's the point that Seth is at in his career. Jericho, 2002, 2003, 2004,
Yeah,
because he's like
it's
he,
literally mirroring each other
it
in a way.
literally because like Seth and Jericho were already former world champions, but they're stuck in that mid card upper main event. Like they're a threat, and look, anytime they're in a match, it's marquee, and like people want to be involved. But at the same time, it's like people are not giving them the due. So it's like, how can you say they're the best? But it's like if you know wrestling, you know
Yes,
they're the
you know
best.
they code. You know they
Yeah,
code. If you know, you know.
yeah.
What did you think about MJF's little speech when he came out?
Oh my god, like that shit was hilarious because let me just say MJF is just one of my favorite wrestlers just because he's so entertaining. Like for example, like he ran from Daniel Bryanson, but you would have never known that by the way he cut that promo. He called Daniel Bryan a coward, told him that he's just selfish. He needs to make a moment off of him. He pretty much spun that whole thing and said everyone doesn't deserve him and they're not gonna get as much as they think they are, but more than they deserve. And that's pretty much the essence of the character that he is. So I think that was a good promo, but it's funny as hell because it's like it wasn't like how he said it at all.
No, he did the exact opposite of what he was talking about, bro. I also just think it's funny that Brian Danielson has just been trying to slide for William Regal, bro. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how come Brian just can't let him go?
I think he's a dope fiend, and Daniel looks up to him in the essence of just like maybe a father figure or something like because he did mention that Regal helped him love his father more and shit like that. So even in this misguided dope fiend brought you up and helped your wrestling get better, he hasn't done shit for you. He's just crazy, and you've maybe through his craziness, it was maybe you were able to interpret it and think about
And
like
he turned his back on you. So, like, I'm
yeah,
just
so
like,
I'm
what
like,
the
it's
hell are you
weird as fuck,
doing?
but I feel like Daniels is holding on to the fact that maybe when he got in touch with Regal, his career started taking off, his moveset started hitting better and shit like that. So he's just feeling like it's like a mojo thing. He's like, it's like a connection that he thinks he has with him, but it's really like Regal doesn't have that connection with you. He's grateful for someone like you because you'll come up and help him because he knows what kind of character he has, and he'll do dickhead shit, and he'll have to pay for the consequence of what he did. But
Right.
at the same time, Daniel, you're a way better person than him. You shouldn't be dragging yourself down. And I feel like you should be holding more allegiance to the Blackpool Combat Club, especially because they're your actual bros. They actually come and help you. You see what Regal's willing to do. He threw everything. You guys have a
Threw
whole
everything
club
away.
dedicated to him, and he said, I need to teach you guys more lessons. Other than he could have just said that to you
Right.
guys.
Don't trust me.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Do that to John? Like John basically is the leader of that shit.
Right.
Like that's a cold move. So I just don't know. What you think about it?
I just don't like how Brian Danielson came to AEW. And I spoke about this on our recent podcast about AEW, but I don't like how he came here and started talking about how he hasn't been able to go against real competitive talent and doesn't have opportunities, this, that, and the third. And he comes over to AEW and he does the exact same shit that he's been doing in WWE. You're putting people over, or you're losing big title matches, or you're kissing ass, or you're doing something lame as fuck. Like, Bro, shut your fucking mouth. You're fickle. Don't ever use that damn word again without mentioning yourself.
You know, I hate seeing you lose as much as you do. I love the one thing about you was a lot of people would have thought you would have got buried, but you kept winning. So I don't like seeing you now in this stage of your career and you're not winning like how you should be.
Remember when he was paired with Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, bro, he that was a great
That
story,
was
and he
a
beat
great
Bray
story.
Wyatt.
Yes.
And WWE was trying to hold him because they had his match at Royal Rumble with Bray Wyatt, which he won, but they wouldn't have him in the fucking Royal Rumble match because they wanted Batista to win. But they didn't want anyone to boo Batista, so they didn't put Bryan in the fucking match.
Right.
So Daniel, you know what it's like to be held down. Why aren't you sticking up for yourself and actually at the stage of your career being like, have some prestige about yourself. Don't take yourself for granted. I know you say you want to wrestle in front of like 300 people and shit like that. That's what makes you feel like the true to the essence of the sport. But you gotta remember your fans want to see you on top too. Don't be selfish about it. Like think about how us we support you. We don't want to see you keep losing, and you're not
Yeah.
even losing to people that's incredible all the time. I don't mind you losing to MJF, but there's a bunch of other people that you lose to that I'm just like, why the fuck did you lose to?
How does that make sense?
I'm like,
You
why'd you? Okay, Daniel Garcia is a perfect example because he can deserve it. But I feel like if they making Daniel Garcia be able to beat Brian Danielson, why is he not losing his championship? He shouldn't have
yeah.
lost it then.
Yes, in the first place, bro. And I have to say, bro, Brian Danielson and Aleister Black are like the top two best wrestlers in all of AEW for
Hundred
sure.
percent.
There's no one better than them. So the fact that you lose all these opportunities, Daniel, over here is just like, bro, like why are you even talking shit in the first
It's
place?
mind numbing. I think AEW needs to put an account for a lot of shit. Also, can't forget to mention Stokely came out to interrupt Brian Danielson and call him a raggedy bitch multiple times to his face. And Daniel didn't really even acknowledge that. He just acknowledged everything else besides the fact that he was a raggedy bitch.
Right.
It's
He didn't have no
like,
emotion towards that. What the fuck?
it's like what the fuck? But it was funny. He told Stokely to grow some hair. Which I was like, it was like kind of a corny comeback, but at the same time, it's just like I know I got under Stokely's skin because he's like, I can't go here,
Right.
bitch.
That's like you raggedy.
But also, it was kind of funny how this led into John Moxley's promo, which he was had nothing to say about Brian Danielson's promo at all. It's like he's not even acknowledging him. But John Moxley's promo was the coolest, most natural promo I've seen from him in a long time. And he was saying funny shit without putting a lot of emphasis on it, moving his shoulders too much, pacing back and forth. Like when he's talking about Hangman, I think Hangman's gonna come out the better end of this feud, even though it doesn't look like it right now. He talked about Hangman. What the fuck you thought was gonna happen when I hit you with that clothes? I was gonna comb your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like, what the fuck? The accent I wasn't supposed. I'm getting tired of hearing about it. And it's like you could just tell it was like it's kind of like I said, a natural promo. He didn't feel like he was trying to make you believe that he didn't give a fuck or it was just an accident. Or he's like, why you keep in my face about this accident? You know
Yeah.
it was.
And he's like, when are we gonna fight
Oh
now?
yeah.
Like, let's
You,
get to that.
he's like, you're just over here injured, expecting me to be like not take my pity on you, but you keep coming out there. I'm about to fuck you up, and I can't be mad at him for that.
And it's all like, bro, why are you tripping, bro? It's a part of wrestling. It's a part of wrestling. You know what you
The
signed up
hazards
for.
are real.
The hazards are real. Just because y'all think this shit is fake, trust me, you can get dropped on your neck and it'd be over for
He
you.
was so unstable when John was beating him up. It's
Hell
hard to
yeah.
believe.
You could be a vegetable just like that. I promise. And we over here thinking wrestling, that's sweet. Some of it is scripted. We gonna keep it a buck, but some of it ain't. And that's why Hangman is over here pissed, because he got really dropped on his neck.
Also want to mention after John cut that great promo, Hook had a quick jobber match when he just destroyed this guy. And I think it's great how they're presenting Hook. He still has this mystique about him. And I feel
Yeah.
like he just needs to keep building on this and to keep defending the FTW championship. Because I think that's a cool title for him. Because if he's defending against legible people when he does actually defend it, because he didn't defend against his jobber. So you see he's choking out the weak niggas, but the people that he's actually defending against, you think they might hold him, but he's beating them as well, so that's
Yeah.
good. Overall, I feel like this match was great for Hook to assert his dominance. I would give it a strong 4 out of 5. Like it's nothing much that I haven't seen before, but it's like it's like oh reliable. He's still doing what I need to see him do on that screen, and that's win. What about you?
Yes, sir. I'd have to agree, man. Hook is a great talent, and I love to see the direction that he's going in. Hopefully, he can hold this belt down as long as possible.
That's a fact. I'm thinking likewise, my brother. Following this match was John Moxley versus Darius Martin, who happens to be Dante Martin's brother. Now, I'm not really too fan of them because they're also known as Top Flight, but because I feel like they lose too much, and AEW kind of had them as like I know they're good tune-up matches. They're good for people who are the mega stars. They can put on a good wrestling match with that person, but they're just there to take the pin. Now, John Moxley, he came off real arrogant in this match. He was pushing this dude around, throwing him out the ring, throwing him around. Kind of had to bring out a mean streak in Darius to even compete with John. And I think that's one thing he does bring to the AEW locker room because I know he's a leader, but at the same time, they see how he carries himself and how he wants to win and how he makes it look like if you're not going to take this shit serious, I'll make you look like you're not serious.
Right,
So,
and that's what he was saying kind of in his promo. Like, don't be sitting here telling me to go easy because these motherfuckers take a bump and they out for weeks. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
nah.
like, nah, I'm out here every day. I love to bleed, so you got to take this shit serious when you're in the ring with me. And like I said, John is one of the best, but I still think Hangman is out to get him, and and has his number. And he's gonna get it. But what you
Yeah.
got to say about the match?
It's just unfortunate, though, for Dante Martin because they always got his ass losing no matter what. And I already knew he was going to lose the moment he stepped in the ring with John. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like you should be wanting something different for yourself. And if I was him, I would be trying to talk to someone in the back like, "Yo, I need to be put over. I'm trying to win a belt or something, or I'm about to walk." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because yo, that boy is a talent. You know what I'm saying? He's got a crazy ass move set. His finisher is cold. Like I don't know, bro. He should be getting more of a push. And it seems like all the big matches like they give him and shit, like he gets hold every time.
absolutely.
He's kind of like Ricochet. He's kind of like Ricochet.
He literally like a light skin Ricochet, a real
Yeah.
light skin Ricochet. Um,
Right.
um,
Somebody that got so much potential but gets hold in big matches or it doesn't always win the big one. Like that's what kind of just happened to Ricochet with Gunther. He just lost the IC match. So,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right about that. They're gonna go on the lighter side of things with this Dynamite. We had a Rick Ross doing a segment between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Now, bro,
Rick
who
Ross and AEW.
he is hilarious. He called this nigga Keith Lee a big motherfucker on national television.
And they couldn't even
Cut
censor
it
it.
because they didn't think he'd say that, and it was bro. It was so bad. He looked at him and said, "You a big motherfucker, huh?" What? He's
That shit
crazy.
had me rolling, bro. They said that they're planning on having him come back a couple more times.
Bro, he got to equal. He just naturally is a funny talker. Like Rick Ross gets in the character. I feel like 100%. He has the most natural transition into getting to character I can see from any wrestler. Because like you can see there's a blatantly he's trying to be a certain type of way, but it's funny. He actually
Yeah,
say funny shit. The other wrestlers, I can't think of another comedian or entertainer that ever came in like that and really like you would think Ross got a script the way he's saying this shit, but it's not. He's just
yeah.
being funny. He's like, I'm in this wrestling world. I'm about to say some outlandish shit.
You know what? That was a great surprise, and that was one of my favorite surprises of the year, next to Johnny Knoxville appearing in WrestleMania when he had that match with Sami Zayn.
One of the most entertaining matches of the year.
Bro, that shit was straight jokes.
Rick Ross had this natural chemistry with Swerve, so I think definitely they get Kid Ready back. But
Yeah, that's right, bro. I like how you said that. That's right. They do look like they have a natural chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like for
They look
somebody
like
to,
they've been hanging out for a cool minute. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he's like bring my Roberto Rose to AEW. He been look like he been trying to tell Swerve like, nah, dog, I could really do this shit.
Yeah.
Like just tell Tony about me, man.
And Rick Ross is a great endorsement for the wrestling world, man. For the wrestling
Mm-hmm.
community in general, bro. All brands, all wrestling. It shines more light on the sport that we love.
100% agree. Also, with that, what you think about Swerve's new potential in this group that he got?
Man, if it don't lead to a title, I don't give a damn.
I hope that it's definitely worth leading to titles because if it's not, I don't care about the two, but at least Swerve get titles. Because
Yeah.
I feel like he's seeing Loki the Hit Row doing good, and he's like, I'm about to make my O2 because you're talking about the OG3. I'm about to just have this group of three people, two white boys I don't even give a fuck about, one tatted up, one not tatted up, but the biggest fuck, and we about to go run over niggas, and they gonna answer to me. They got my sweater on. I had the sweater on first, type shit. What is it called? It's called Moguls. What's it called? Mogul Enterprises,
I don't know.
or something along those
He got
lines.
him some cool little white
The
henchmen.
Mogul conglomerate. Yeah, he got money henchmen, bro. He's on some like Kim Possible type shit. Some big niggas just come out the nigga out the woodwork, just mauling niggas. They look like one looked like a fake Brock Lesnar with all tatted up on his face, and I was just
Yeah.
like, this is crazy, Swerve. Not only that, he didn't just have these niggas beat Keith Lee up. He got his hands dirty too, or should I say his feet. He climbed to the
Oh my
top rope,
god.
put cinder blocks on Keith Lee's sternum region, and just jumped from like I want to say a cool 15 feet in the air and just came down crashing, cracked these cinder blocks all over his man's chest. Keith Lee fell backwards and just was. You could see the agony in his body, and you're just like, wow, I thought this is the former tag team champions. This escalated mad fast.
Mad fast,
Especially
bro.
this was a funny ass segment when Rick Ross calling this nigga a big motherfucker, then he gets put down
He
like
gets
this.
put down like that, bro. That was crazy,
That
bro.
was crazy as fuck.
Watching all of that, bro, was like mind boggling because I was like, holy shit. These niggas is really going all out. Y'all done brought Rick Ross out. Y'all done brought the cinder block out. Y'all done put it on the fat dude. Y'all done got this nigga jumping off skyscrapers onto his stomach. And shout out Keith Lee because he ain't no bitch. I would have moved, nigga. What? I don't care who they thought was holding who down. Hell no. I would have had Swerve tearing both his Achilles going through that cinder block by himself, boy. I would have not been underneath that.
Because he would have died if he moved.
Bro, no way. Like, that's why I'm not a WWE wrestler. And if I ever get into WWE, I'm not trying to wrestle. I'm just trying to do the other shit. Anything else but wrestle. Because that's
not it.
That's not it, bro. You can't pay me enough to have a nigga jump on me.
Absolutely not.
No. You mean you want me to sit here and act like I'm in pain and watch this nigga jump on me? Hell to the fuck nah. I don't care how many tickets we trying to sell. Are you kidding me?
I think that was a really good segment between Keith Lee, Swerve, and Rick Ross. And I had looked forward to seeing what Swerve has going in the future. But also, Keith Lee, you need to focus about these World Heavyweight Championships.
Yeah, no
Because
cap.
I swear, because you were in NXT and you were a former World Heavyweight Champion, but no other brand has been taking you seriously. That's why you're on AEW now, and you need to be focusing to prove that. Look at Mia Yim. She's in winning aspirations. You need to be focused on winning. As
By
for
any means, shit.
100%.
Like, look at your build, bro, and look at the pull that you get from the crowd. Like, you need to be using everything that you can to your advantage and be trying to get some chips.
100% agree with that. Now, that Keith Lee Swerve Rick Ross segment would lead us into our main event, which was for the AEW Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And it was between the champion Jamie Hayter and the former AEW Women's World Heavyweight Champion Hikaru Shida. And now, this was one of the best main events for the female and just in general, because we have also complained about the AEW Women's division, and I feel like now they're finally getting in that peak, bro. They're finally getting in that aspect where they can have consistent women's matches that actually aren't boring you. And I remember there was a time when you couldn't watch it, and now it's like the roster is stacked to where they can actually pull this off. They have a mid card title that's thriving, and now they have the main heavyweight title is actually having consistent storylines that make you want to keep up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like for a while you used to drag. No offense to Thunder Rosa, but you weren't even. I like Jamie Hayter as a champ. I like Tony Storm better than you. Your reign just missed something. It's the it factor that we talked about, like someone like Karrion Cross, but it's only so much
You
that.
think Jamie Hayter has that it factor?
Yes, I feel like she does, but I feel like she's being oversigned with Britt Baker, and I feel like the way to really bring out this it factor side of Jamie is to play into that to some degree. Let her get tired of being next to Britt because Britt's playing her close, which is like, in a sense, it's
Britt
still
about to do her bogus on the low.
on the lowest of lows. But I feel like it'd be cool to like Jamie bounce back like, okay, but I was expecting that, or not act like she would be more sad, like, oh no, my mentor was helping. I couldn't believe you would do this to me. I thought we were locked in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
want her to be like, all right, fuck it. I can show you. I've been waiting for this moment to show you I don't need you, DMD. It's all
right.
about Jamie Hayter. And I like her moveset too. She's really hard hitting, bro. Like her finish is like a crazy ass viscous lariat. She be
Yeah,
taking
she's
bitches' heads
cold.
off.
She's cold. I like at first I was saying how she didn't deserve the title, but after seeing her in these past couple matches, I've been like, okay, like all right, I can see why they put it on you.
Yeah, you have a lot of potential, and they know that they need to build more stars. And I like you see this is a perfect example how AEW did this because I don't feel like she's like a Liv Morgan. You don't have to feel sorry for her, and even though Britt Baker is there, she's not necessarily overshadowing her. The whole time Liv Morgan was the champ, Ronda Rousey was overshadowing her. Everyone's like, when's Ronda gonna whoop her ass for real? Because this bitch is weak.
Right.
Jamie Hayter's actually has like this background where it's like she has this fighting, like this mixed martial arts background, and she's able to really have that believability to really whoop some ass. So
Yeah.
great things going forward. And she was a winner, of course, because we're talking so much about her. You had to know she was gonna win. Hikaru Shida did all right. You know, like she's already a former AEW Women's Champion, so she can afford to take this loss, and she does a lot of matches in Japan as well. So it's not like she's gonna just stay with this as a momentum killer or anything like that. So I think this was a great booster for Jamie Hayter. What do you think about the match?
Man, overall it was a great display of talent from Jamie Hayter, and again, I see why they put the belt on her, dog.
100% agree, bro.
Now we about to dive on into AEW Rampage. And Rampage started off with a 300K Trios Battle Royale. What'd you think about that, dude?
That match was actually quite entertaining, I would say. The winner happened to be Top Flight and AR Fox, which was kind of random. Like I previously mentioned on other podcasts, I'm not a fan of Top Flight because I feel like they're just there to always take a pin, but it's cool seeing them win because I can elevate their status. But I want to just touch on the fact that Hangman Adam Page came through to interrupt the Battle Royal to fuck with John Moxley and cost the Blackpool Combat Club a real chance to win the Battle Royal. And I think this is leading into the story more. I can't wait for Hangman to actually be cleared, so that way him and Moxley can just settle this, and this can be over once and for all. You know.
Yeah, bro. And that's what John was basically saying in his last rant. He wants this shit to be over with. He's tired of Hangman jumping him from behind and ruining matches and shit for him. Like, and I'm tired of seeing that too, bro. Like, let's hurry up and get this match going, get Hangman cleared, or make it to where he can't come back until he's physically cleared. Like, why is he still wrestling but he can't wrestle? That don't make sense.
At
So,
all.
good. I'm faded, bro. We over here hit. You see how hard I hit the ball last time?
Yeah,
Nigga, I
you
ain't
do
gonna
it too.
cap to you.
Yeah, you over here doing yourself the worst. You got food for yourself?
You know this.
You can't wait for you. So that means go harder because you said yeah. You know you're sorry.
You know how we do it.
All right, for sure. I would just like I said, AR Fox will end Top Flight won the previous match, so I think this was good for them because like they're rising stars. So quote unquote, it's good to see, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. This Rampage, I won't say was too eventful. Honestly, would you say that? The only thing else I want to say was
Nah, it was pretty boring if we
yeah,
keeping it
yeah,
real.
Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett took on the Acclaimed, of course, and I just want to say I'm hyped that they lost because the Acclaim, like I say all the time, don't make it believable World Tag Team Champions. They're just based off their popularity why they are where they are, and it's kind of like how long can that silly shit last when they go against real polished tag teams? So I hope in the future, if they're gonna keep losing like this, let's say, because I feel like AEW is gonna do some shit where Jay Lethal, when they actually put the titles on line, is not gonna win. So I'm looking forward to see people like FTR take it from them or
Yeah.
somebody. What would you like to see come from the tag team division, or at least from their situation to extract that title?
As of right now, since we don't really know exactly what Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy are on, I would love to see them take it. That would be cool. That is a good way to turn up the division.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like they have a great possibility to be a hard hitting tag team and a tandem, and at the same time, they have smooth transitions between their matches, like their pace. Because they used at one point they used to be opponents in WWE prior, so like them on the same side I've never really seen. I feel like it's more so in the House of Black, kind of disguised because Brody King is also demolishing people.
Yeah.
Like kind of reminds me of like a 2013 Braun Strowman before he
Yeah, in a
talked.
way, yeah, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I love about the House of Black. But I definitely could see what you mean by that. Or even maybe Malachi and Brody, or Buddy and Brody King.
Either one, man. That's just one impressive group, man. I don't fuck with the dark shit that they be on, but I enjoy them wrestling.
And one more thing before we conclude this review of Rampage, just wanted to touch on the fact that Jade Cargill is now 45-0 as she retained her title against this no name that they tried to make us have some respect for, but we don't know who she is. Similar to like this what's Action Andretti type character,
Yeah.
in one ear out the other. I think this is a great match for Jade, and it's gonna establish her even a little bit more because she has this presence where it's like she's like almost like a female Goldberg in a sense. Because this record, like, we're gonna see how long is it gonna go for, but I can't wait to see her go for the main event because like I feel if she can keep this mid-title card like relevant and her doing so good, imagine what she could do if she was in Jamie Hayter's position.
Yeah.
So I think 2023 we will see Jade Cargill as of AEW Women's World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Hopefully she does. I want her to retire this belt and start setting her sights on the AEW Women's Championship because that's what she really deserves. Doesn't the record restart at the end of the year?
Oh, her record.
Well, everyone's record.
Well, no, honestly, I can't. To tell you the truth, I feel like AEW is not going based on their records, and we should touch on that real quick. I feel like they should honestly get back to focusing on the rankings and those records because records were meaning a lot more previously. I don't know. I think it's still displayed when a wrestler comes out, but at the same time, they're not the announcers and commentators are not speaking or making any recollection of that. So it's like, is it kind of dormant? Like, what's going on with that? Because that was a good ranking system, and that would help me better understand what's going on in the next storyline. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just have to be someone comes out and just challenge. Come on, let's get some order to it. Where it's like, I fought for this. I deserve this right because it's like I've been winning. I haven't been losing, and it's gonna make it more competitive because me and him always talk about the championship aspect. So like, you want winners to win and losers to lose.
Yeah, no cap, bro. You said it best.
My overall review of AEW Rampage was alright. It was a cool six. I wouldn't say it was nothing too special. The trios 300K battle royal was actually alright. I like that it was some surprising winners. Like I said, like I wasn't a fan of the people, but it was cool that they won because they needed a deal, which was AR Fox and Top Flight. Overall, the main event, it was whatever to me. It was nothing too major. What would you say?
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought AEW overall, Dynamite and Rampage was just boring, back to back boring. But I understand they're in a transitional period right now, leading into their next big pay per view. So I know the wrestling that we're gonna see right now is just gonna be kind of mediocre. But at the same time, like they need to make this shit watchable, and they need to stop having their best matches at the beginning
I
of the
100%
show.
agree.
They got to make that shit the main event. Like,
What's gonna make me want to be invested in the show if I see the best thing first?
yeah, I'm tired of that shit because after the first match, I'm just like half asleep, and sometimes I forget that there's the rest of the show.
I agree with you 100%, bro.
Mm.
So overall, the show is like a 6 out of 10 for me. You would say about the same for you?
That's a little generous.
It's
I'd
like
have to
four.
give it a four. Yeah, got to give it a smooth
Yeah,
four.
I can see that. I can see that.
I
I
ain't
can
gonna cap.
justify it, but I'm being cool. I'm cool. I'm cool today. And these exotics got me feeling right.
Right, and that's you loyal to the soul. So
Yeah, so it's cool. That's gonna be our overall review for AEW Rampage. You've been watching WWX.
that's wrestling with exotics.
I just think I need to feed your water. Mr. Put It On. This is my tag team partner.
You guys already know who it is, man. It's the franchise kid, franchise Jerry.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And share this shit with the world, y'all. And again, mash that subscribe button so that way you guys can stay tapped in with all the new episodes. Peace.